What's going on, everybody? Justin here with Thoughtfully Grown Homestead, and today we are tapping some trees. That's right, it is mid-February right now here in Michigan. We still got a little bit of snow on the ground, and maple season came a little bit early this year. So this week here, we're gonna be above freezing during the daytime, pushing like 50, mid-50s even on some days, and then it's going below freezing at night. So what that does is it allows the sap in the tree to really flow out during them days. It kind of restricts once the temperature freezes, and then it really pushes out once it starts thawing during the daytime. So this tree here is a silver maple, and it is no doubt the largest tree on our property. We actually didn't tap this tree last year. We ended up doing a few of our box elder maples, which produce pretty good, but they take a little bit more sap to boil down into syrup. So this year we're definitely gonna try tapping this tree here. We're gonna get at least one, two, maybe on top of this hill here. We're gonna have to level it out first, get a good spot for our containers to sit in. And then we should be good to get some good flow and some good maple sap out of this thing. So rather than using any traditional maple sap catching buckets or bags or anything like that, we have a plethora of those 4-gallon water jugs that we've saved from the water cooler we used to have. And keeping for instances just like this for catching maple sap. We've also been using them for doing some outdoor winter sowing for seed starting, and they've just come in handy to have around. So we are hopping on this today. Hopefully we have a great week of maple sap production, and then we can start boiling this stuff down into some syrup.
All right, we're tapping trees today. So first we're gonna say thank you to the tree for letting us tap it. So thank you, tree. We hope you provide us with lots of sap this year. And we found our old hole from last year's right here. So we're gonna go a few inches over from there and find a nice clear spot. And we're gonna put our drill in just a little bit upwards and drill in about that's about 2 inches in. I see some sap already. And who's got the mallet? All right. Oh my gosh, it's flowing so much already. Look at, there it goes.
So one question I was getting asked last year after we tapped trees for the first time and made our own maple syrup was, how much sap does it actually take? And so, well, the answer is that depends, right? So if you have a traditional sugar maple, it's usually around like 40 gallons of sap. It boils down to about 1 gallon of syrup. And we tapped all box elder maple trees. So that's a little bit more. It's like 50 to 60 gallons of sap to provide us with 1 gallon of syrup. So when it comes time to finding the perfect tree, you want a tree that's at least 10 inches around to be able to get 1 tap in there. And if you have a larger tree that's 20 inches, you can get 2 taps spread out around, 30 inches, 3 taps spread around there, and then you can get more sap flowing from the same tree. So there's only a few key components when it comes to maple tapping. These are those 4-gallon jugs I was talking about, the water jugs. And these are nice. I like using these because they're large to catch a lot of extra sap into, so I don't have to empty them as frequently as if we had just the little catch buckets. And also, it's got a lid on top. And so what we did with these lids is I drilled them out so it could perfectly fit the hose into there. That way it keeps extra bugs out, debris out, bird poop, anything that could fall into the open maple tap buckets. So I like that. So we got a bunch of these to use. And then you could buy a lot of this stuff in a kit or individually. We just went to one of the local stores and they had all the hoses and parts for it. So we got like 100 feet of hose for a relatively reasonable price. I think we spent under $50, under $40 for everything. We got a pack of these spiles, which is called. It's the little plastic piece. And so what you do is you drill into the tree, you tap the spile up in there, and that works just like a little feeder line that runs into the hose and down into your catch bucket. Well, thanks for hanging out while we tap some trees this year. It's a pretty simple process all around, so hopefully this was helpful if you want to start tapping your own trees to make your own maple syrup. As for now, we got to start chopping the rest of these logs to make some firewood so we can boil this stuff down. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, liking, and subscribing. We'll see you in the next video. So the first step is to get up the hill. Tap maple trees, they said. It'll be easy, they said.